So good morning from Ericsson. I'm really glad to be again at Comm Milena. This year we actually decided to talk about digital transformation in the network society, and I'm really glad that this topic is recognized as we see this morning from the highest level of ICT ministry and the regulator, because we consider this as a very important thing happening not just in telecommunication but also in the other industries. Okay, so starting with explaining what is the network society. We are already living in a world today where everything is connected. So anything that benefits from the connection is already connected or will soon be connected. So if you look a little bit into the past, we needed like 100 years in order to connect 1 billion places. These are our homes or offices where we work with more or less fixed connections. And then everything went a little bit faster, because with the mobile telephony we needed actually 25 or 30 years in order to connect 5 billion people with mobile connections. But what we would like to point out in Ericsson, that everything is now going to be much more fast. We are going to get much more things that will be connected around us. So we expect that actually until 2020, there will be more than 26 billion things connected around us, actually devices. And RFIDs or other small things, there will be even more, going into 50 billion connected things around us. So there is also important to take into consideration the completely new behavior of the consumers around us and things that are happening every day. So here you can see some of the numbers. For example, every day there is 1.9 million of new smartphone subscriptions in the world. So what are these people doing? They're, of course, as you see here, doing a lot of likes on Facebook or watching YouTube or different content that is there. But also they're participating in new things like crowdfunding or e-commerce or in sharing economy, so-called sharing economy, where you are, for example, through Airbnb or other services, renting your apartment, or you are actually renting your car or doing different things. So, talking about that, companies like Airbnb that started to do this brokering in this world are today very successful. So here you can see the fact that actually per day they're having more than 500,000 rents, which is making them now more powerful than very big hotel chains like Marriott or Hilton, because they're not actually investing today in real estate. They're just doing the brokering in this new world. They're understanding what is happening. They're doing actually and giving to the consumers what they want. On the other side, you also know, of course, all for Uber. So here is a fact actually that their CEO stated that just in San Francisco, their revenue is 3 times more than the whole revenue on the taxi market in San Francisco. So we all should think about these new things happening and new business models and to try actually to accommodate to this one. This is just one example actually how virtual and real world are merging. For example, CEA in Brazil decided actually to put or actually to inform their customers how many likes certain items of clothing are having on Facebook in order to attract them even more. So a lot of ideas around the world, and we will see this even more in the years to come. So in Ericsson, we are having part of the company doing consumer lab research. Why? Because we would like to understand better what consumers want, how they would like everything to change, in order for us to do the development that way and also help our customers, telco operators actually to cater for all these things that consumers would like to have. Actually, 50% of smartphone users are using more than several actually social networks. And actually 1 of 3 is participating in this sharing economy. On the other side, we will see later on some of my slides how video is becoming very important. Here you see the fact that actually more than 20% of teenagers are more than 3 hours per day on YouTube every day. This is coming from a very serious research that Ericsson did in TV and video area. So this is definitely something that is changing actually, because these consumers are going to actually be maybe in few years people that are going to be on the workplace. So it's really interesting to understand how all this is going to change our industries and industries around us. Then interesting that 50% actually of smartphone owners would like actually to have possibilities to talk to the thousand devices, or to have some artificial intelligence to help them not just browse the screen, but to have something like Siri, maybe in some different ways. And also interesting that people would like to have also in the buildings or in the way how the homes or things around us are built, to have sensors built in order actually to show for some problems in the construction, mold, or maybe to help them have a better environment in the home, to actually adjust the temperature or actually to have more comfort life in the city. So, this was actually from Consumer Lab, and now I will show a few slides from Ericsson Mobility Report. So we are 2 times per year producing this mobility report. So in case you are interested to hear more about these things, you can contact me or Darko Dimov, our country manager here in Albania, that you have seen recently on the stage. So what is our prediction? Is that actually all these changes are definitely increasing number of subscribers, traffic. So we expect until 2021 to have more than 9 billion subscription in mobile network. And 85 or even 90% of these will be for mobile broadband. This will, of course, introduce a lot of new data traffic. So here you see actually our prediction is that the data traffic in mobile networks will increase 10 times from now until 2021. And here we have actually also shown what is the average monthly consumption today for the smartphones, 1.4 gigabytes. We expect it to be 8.5 gigabytes as an average in 2021. And of course here you see for the other devices like tablets and PCs that are connecting over the mobile networks. But what we would like again to point out that the very big part of the mobile data traffic is already video. It is 50% already now in the mobile networks around the world, while social networks are only around 15%. And we expect it to actually hugely grow 14 times until 2021. So it will then comprise around 70% of the mobile data traffic. This is very important for all of us that are actually in this sector, in this area, working to understand how things will change and are already changing today. But I cannot change the slides. Okay. So, we've been talking about consumers, and of course all these that consumers want, and actually their behaviors are changing, and of course due to different regulations and the need that industries need to be more efficient and lower their OpEx, industries are very much changing. Why is this important for us today? Because we are those that should enable them to change with our ICT solutions. So media industry is maybe the first one that changed. People for years now are not buying CDs or music or videos on CDs. Of course, they're either streaming or doing it online and so on and so on. So we will hear more about wellness instead of health, or about learning instead of education, and so on. And as I said, it's very important to understand in order for these industries to change in every country, there are 3 pillars: mobility, broadband, and cloud. And we in this industry, either operators or vendors or regulators, we should be very aware of this, that we should enable all these changes. Actually put these pillars and enable them to actually transform, because transformation in the industry is already there. More and more smart meters around us. According to ABI research, there is going to be 780 million smart meters around the world by 2020. And then according to the research from Ericsson and AT&T, 50% of people that were interviewed were very likely to change their car from a singular one just to get a connected car. So, as I said, a lot of things are pushed from the consumers and the changes, but also there is a need, like for the first responders from the public safety, to have a mobile broadband connections in order to be more efficient and do things in the proper way. When we look into the utilities, and why again I'm talking about this, because all of us should understand now what are these industries' needs and how we can help them. For example, for utilities, they need to use ICT as enabler in order to be more efficient, as we said. But on the other side, they also need to be more innovative, find new business models. In the same way, we actually create better customer experience. In the same way, we are doing this in the telco world. They should also think about, as I said, new business model, new partnering, doing things prepaid, for example, or outsourcing. So these are all things that are going to come very soon. What we see actually as one of possibility for them to offer kind of connected homes. Maybe you can do something. Thank you. Actually, to offer to their customers to have a real-time possibility to optimize the energy consumption or to be aware of the energy consumption. How this can be done? In Ericsson, we are number one when it comes to business support system, billing and charging. And we are using this knowledge also now for the different industries, for example, for utilities. Because this is what they need, real-time BSS system in order to be in a better position towards their customers, to give them real-time information, to give them possibility to do remote things, or maybe tomorrow sell back the power that they are producing with the small generators. This is not such a far away future from today. Another example of what Ericsson is doing in smart metering for utilities. For example, we did a whole project for Estonia, Levy. We installed more than 600,000 meters there. The project is still ongoing. There is a lot of software, of course, as in every industry, and they will have all their meters becoming smart there after this project. And then, completely new thing, we've been talking about outsourcing in utilities. So smart metering as a service, why not? So this is actually the managed services for utilities when we are doing actually when they can outsource end-to-end business process to companies like ours. And then if we actually look into the cities and changes that are happening in the cities, more and more people need to have a better planning, to be more efficient, to actually have a sustainable city development. There is a lot of topics regarding energy, regarding transport, regarding security, and we at Ericsson are also thinking and providing a lot of solutions in this area. When it comes to the transport and the traffic management for the buses, this is one example actually in Brazil, where we did actually the traffic management project together with Volvo. This is the software that is enabling company that is operating in 18 cities in Brazil to be more efficient. Actually, after this project, they reduced their OPEX for 30%. They're having actually better productivity, 7 to 8%. Why? Because they're using automatic vehicle allocation, they're using real-time passenger information, they're using actually possibility to integrate with their planning tools, with actually the maintenance, to improve the maintenance of their vehicles, and so on and so on. Or something from the here close environment from Bulgaria. In Varna, we actually delivered this project of intelligent transport system for the buses, which includes e-ticketing, also automatic vehicle location, real-time passenger information system, but also surveillance that is on intercrossings or bus stops, and so on and so on. So there is a lot of examples. I will just give this one, smart parking, very actual topic. In all cities, probably with all of us that are driving, where to park, what to do. This is very, very easy. You just install the sensors in one part of the city, and then you collect this information, which parking place is taken or not, and you can provide it as an application, or on the crossings you can put this place, and then actually make life easier to the citizens in your city. Okay, so we've been talking about different examples of connected things, Internet of Things, but all this mobile technology before 2G, 3G, 4G are more designed, or actually were more designed to connect people, voice, data, video, and so on. But now we need actually the new technology that will cater all these different use cases that I've been talking about. Like that we need to have sensors everywhere, and we need a very, let's say, cost-effective solution that will collect all this information from different sensors. On the other side, we need a very, very good quality transmission of, let's say, 4K video. And these different users of video signal need to actually have a very good broadband network that can transport all this. Talking about transport, we've heard this morning also autonomous car driving. So this is already becoming a reality. Already there are test cases and pilots around the world. For example, Ericsson just tested the autonomous public bus these days in Sweden, because this is definitely something that is coming as a solution. Then when we talk about infrastructure, we can put sensors on bridges, roads, tunnels, and in this way actually have preventive maintenance. So the construction business is also there waiting for us to connect it. On the other side, when we talk about different critical processes that can be managed from far away, we have maybe robots that can work in the mines, or somewhere that is really hazardous environment where we don't want people to be. So there we need also the new technology to connect all this. And there is also need not just to transfer with a very low delay video or sound, but it's also important to have this haptic feedback, so-called, where you really feel what is happening. So this can also be transmitted these days over internet. So this new technology is definitely 5G, and there is a lot of needs and requests in front of 5G. So to have actually end user data rates 10 or 100 times more, to actually have at least 5 times lower latency, which is very important for some critical processes, or to have actually possibility to have sensors with 10 times more battery life. Why? Because you don't want to install this part in place and then change it every year. So it needs to have a much, much longer battery life. So we have actually split into two types of machine type communication, and there will be a lot of talk about that in 5G, this machine type communication, because as I said, this is technology that needs to resolve these different needs from different industries. So we have on one side this critical communication, where the request is actually to have less than 5 milliseconds end-to-end, and to have very high availability in this network, to actually be possibility to transfer with the very fast speeds of some vehicles that are around us. This is for autonomous cars, from some very important processes, controlling and so on. But on the other side, as I said, we need this massive communication. We need to actually significantly decrease the cost of all this communication. We need to increase the battery life, as I said, and so on, for different sensors that will be around us. And just to actually add up with what we in Ericsson are doing today regarding 5G, we expect, maybe you've already heard that, to have commercial implementation of 5G around 2020. There is probably going to be some pre-commercial in some Olympic Games that are before 2020. But until then, we've been, of course, working a lot in research, and now the standardization is starting. There is more than 20 already test beds or test networks around the world with the most important operators around the world, from US, Asia, Europe, and so on. And what is more important is that we are having 15 very important industry projects in mining, transport, and different industries. Why? Because we would like to learn what is the need of all these industries and how we should develop this technology in order to gather and collect all this information and to make the new technology in the proper way. And this 25 here stands for actually the number of gigabytes per second that were shown in Barcelona. It was actually, download, of course, it was actually 26. And this is actually the current situation regarding 5G, but we will all hear more about it in years to come. So thank you all for your attendance.